Yo, what's good, everybody? Tonight we got a brand new season pass incoming to Marvel Snap. It's gonna be Silver Surfer. We already know exactly what he does, and Silver Surfer is going to be an absolutely awesome card. He's gonna have a ton of interactions with a lot of really good cards from pool 1, 2, and 3. I'm really excited to go through my top 5 from each of the 3 pools. Coming in at number 5 for pool 1, we got Wolfsbane. When she's the last card in her lane, she's gonna get +6 power, and then you're gonna drop Silver Surfer in there, and suddenly you got yourself a 10 power card for 3 energy. At number 4, we got Mr. Fantastic. He's already responsible for 6 power if you drop him in that middle location. Adding an extra 3 power to that, making him an 8 power card for 3 energy is going to be very beneficial. Coming in at number 3 is Ironheart. Now, Ironheart has no power, but she does give +2 power to 3 other cards on the board. She's still a very relevant card even when you get up to pool 3. Ironheart ends up working well with Wong and Odin, but now she's actually going to bring her own power to the table. As a result of Silver Surfer's on reveal effect, Ironheart just becomes a top tier card even in pool 3. At number 2 on this pool 1 list, we got Cosmo, who is basically a huge meta card still, even when you get up to infinite in pool 3. Cosmo is an incredible card on his own, but an extra 3 power added to him, he becomes that much more powerful. And my number 1 pool 1 card that works really well with Silver Surfer is going to be Bishop. Bishop kind of becomes irrelevant, especially once you get to pool 3, but really if you get deeper into pool 2, nobody really uses him. But all in all, this card is actually really amazing, and Silver Surfer is going to give him an extra 3 power on top of what he's already got. I believe that Bishop is suddenly going to become a relevant card for pool 3. We're moving on to pool 2, and our number 5 card is gonna be Nakia. Nakia is a really bad card that suddenly becomes a pretty reasonable card to use. Most people just never use this card at all, but she's finally actually going to be kind of strong when you use Silver Surfer. At number 4, we got Vulture, and Vulture is a vital part of move decks. He'll typically end up as your strongest card on the board, and Silver Surfer is just gonna make him that much stronger. And a little bonus combo with Silver Surfer is that Doctor Strange also gets the boost, so I can see Silver Surfer making move decks a little more relevant. At number 3, we got one of the best control cards in the game. We got Storm. Storm's gonna go ahead, flood a location. Maybe you drop Jessica Jones there, maybe you drop Juggernaut if you're in pool 3. Maybe your opponent starts to spread out into that location when it's already flooded with a card like Doctor Doom, or maybe they're buffing up the cards that are already in there with Blue Marvel. Well, suddenly you drop Silver Surfer out there, and that extra 3 power may very well be the reason that you definitely lock down that flooded location. At number 2, we got Killmonger. Killmonger is already an incredibly strong card, especially in pool 2 where you have so many different Kazoo decks that are running, and even in pool 3 when people are using Patriot decks. Well, suddenly Killmonger is going to destroy all the 1-cost cards, come out as a 3/3, but then Silver Surfer is gonna buff him up to a 3/6. He is such a strong card in that situation. And at number 1 in pool 2, we got Sabertooth. That may surprise a bunch of you. When you're in pool 2, destroy decks are no longer really the meta. There are certain archetypes that work pretty well, but in pool 3 you see destroy decks all the time. With Silver Surfer, Sabertooth is going to become so much stronger with a lot of these destroy decks, and Venom eating him up for 7 power instead of 4 is a huge difference, and then him getting knocked back to your hand and you can play him again. I'm excited to see all the new combinations that people are going to come up with to make Sabertooth even more relevant in that destroy archetype with Silver Surfer buffing him up. And now we're moving on to pool 3, and this was really hard to narrow down to like 5 cards, so I cheated a little bit. Coming in at number 5, I've got Lockjaw. Now, I think this is going to be a really interesting interesting interaction. When Silver Surfer comes out, you drop him in that Lockjaw lane. He buffs Lockjaw up, then Lockjaw is going to put him back in the deck and pull out one of your big cards. And then if you draw Silver Surfer again, you could do the same thing. And once again, you're buffing up Lockjaw. Unfortunately, as you can see, I don't quite have Lockjaw yet, but I'm excited that when I do get him, to see the interactions with Silver Surfer and maybe to add a couple of other on reveal cards that will work really well with him that cost 3 energy. Coming in at number 4 for the pool 3 list is Gambit, and I'm actually really excited about this. Gambit's 1 power on the board usually isn't that great for any situations. He works out really well with somebody like Wong, where you can just keep setting him off over and over again and he starts eliminating your opponent's cards. But even without Wong and Onslaught, Gambit becomes a very good card. At 3 energy for 4 power, Gambit is going to be great for not just discard decks and on reveal decks. He might be a utility card that you could throw into a Silver Surfer deck. And coming in at number 3 is Cerebro. And this is one of my favorite interactions with Silver Surfer, and it's going to be really interesting developing a deck around this. So now, instead of having 0 power, Cerebro is actually going to have 3 power when you drop Silver Surfer into the game. He's suddenly going to make Cerebro a lot stronger, and Cerebro will actually be able to buff himself up in a Cerebro 3 power deck. And remember how I said that I was cheating a little bit? Well, I'm including Mystique in this number 3 hole because Mystique works incredibly well with Cerebro, and she'll work just as fine with Silver Surfer, giving her the +3 power boost as well. I really love the interaction between Silver Surfer, Cerebro, and Mystique. But of course, Mystique can be used in a number of decks, not just Cerebro. So Silver Surfer now suddenly becomes relevant in a number of different decks. And at number 2, we have Brood. People are probably most excited to use Silver Surfer with Brood because now suddenly Brood and all his broodlings have 5 power that Silver Surfer gave them. That's definitely the most bang for your buck in terms of the Silver Surfer card. Unfortunately, as you can see, I don't have Brood, but he is definitely one of the best cards to use with Silver Surfer. And along the same lines, again, I'm cheating a little bit, but Brood and Patriot go hand in hand, and Patriot is a 3-cost card, and Silver Surfer will be buffing him up as well. And of course, with any Patriot deck, you usually have Mystique, so Silver Surfer is just working with a ton of different options in that Patriot deck, also including, of course, pull 1 card Cyclops. So anyway, we cheated a lot for our number 2 pick, but it's mostly Brood, but also keep in mind that it works with Patriot, Cyclops, and Mystique. And the number 1 card that I'm most excited to use Silver Surfer with is Wave. She's such a valuable card to a number of different deck archetypes, and she's constantly in pool 3 decks. There's very few decks that don't use her if they actually have the card. She's one of the most meta plays in the game right now, so we had to make her number 1 because Silver Surfer takes her up to that 6 power, and she has her on reveal ability. Wave is going to be absolutely beastly with Silver Surfer. So those are our top 5 cards from pools 1, 2, and 3 to use alongside Silver Surfer. I'm really excited about this card. I think he's going to be really good. I'll be using him tonight on Twitch when the season pass drops. I'll leave the link in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it helps out a lot, and let me know in the comment section below, what cards are you most excited to see Silver Surfer match up with? I really appreciate you guys watching. Have a great rest of your day.